Right, I'd like to just first of all try and put away a few untruths that have come out this evening. And the first is around the fact that within our budget that we have gone also for this reduction. Now, everyone knows that due to the numbers here in this chamber, that side will get the budget voted through tonight. As much, never mind here, as much as the Lib Dems might like their budget to go through, there's not a cat and hell's chance of that happening. Here on this side, and be patient, listen, we are willing and going to try and get this council back in May from you. And on that basis, we are honestly putting forward a budget to make sure that we know that if you pass the budget tonight, we are tied to that figure. There will be no point in us trying to put through a figure that didn't tie in with what you are going to vote through later. And that is the only reason that we have gone with this. Otherwise, we would have done it differently. And that's the reason behind that. So let's get back to the reason of why you are going for the 1%. Because when the leader appeared on the politics show, he was asked, is it a gesture? Is it to woo votes? Of course it is. That's the only thing you've got to go on, based on all the chaos you've caused in this borough, that you think you can buy people off with less than £1 a week. Yeah. I can't even buy a tin of cat food for £1 a week. It's ridiculous. And we've seen that you can't trust the Tories on parking because the hugely inflated keep these expenses were only sorted out when the resident took you to court. We know that the pay by phone was a disaster. We know that it was a red light full for local traders, and we are going to sort that out by reintroducing a cash payment to what little meters are left. Because what did you do with the rest? You scrapped them. That was chaotic, it cost us. Compare that to our pledges for the first 30 minutes. Compare it to the Barnet card that we're prepared to bring out and to make it more valuable for all different types of trading within the borough, and to make a point of both listening to residents and businesses and traders. And we know that you can't trust the Tories on libraries either. We know the whole history about what happened with Free and Barnet. I certainly know it inside out and back to front. In fact, I don't even think the Cabinet member's been down there to see what we've done down there. And as well as handing the library back after a long court case, the community embarrassed the council and forced them into giving it back. But now, with a 2-year lease, we can't get over £100,000 grant funding release because you won't get the lease sorted out before the election. Well, here's something we will promise to do. When we get into power, we will sort out a lease for Free and Barnet Library, and more, we will guarantee not to sell the building. Not to sell the building, remember that. And then when you think about High Street, much has been made about all this Boris money for North Finchley and High Barnet and Edgware. But when people actually realise what proportion the traders and the people had a say as to what could be spent and what the result was, it was a pittance, because once again, most of the money went on consultants, the same as you did with the one Barnet which you sold down the river on. Well, compare that to a Labour administration which would actually support town centres, would deal with talking to traders and knowing, not just new businesses, not just with what regional enterprises, which in my day it's just religious education, but for now it's now regional enterprises, which are actually looking at making more business out of what they do with Barnet. I'm talking about the businesses that actually exist, the businesses that are suffering, the empty shops that leave looking forlorn, the businesses that we leave looking as if no one's lived there for years, with everything piling up outside, and no effort at all to try and integrate and make it into the business, into the whole area. No, there's been no interest in making business improvement districts, not one iota. Compare that to what we would do, talking to people, consulting with people, making sure that the people are the heart of what we do. Not that we dictate what they do and then tell them afterwards